Hello ladies and gentlemen, XCUB here and welcome back to another video. Now this is a different type of video. We're doing a Microsoft Flight Simulator video for a change. And today we'll be flying from Shoreham Airport, which is like my local sort of big airport, to Deanland Airfield, which is a little airfield not too far from where I live. So we're gonna boot up the plane in just a minute after we just look at a few stuff here, and the flight time should only be about half an hour. But we're gonna take a lovely tour along the south coast on our way there, and hopefully I can figure out what all of these buttons do. So we're gonna boot up the checklist as well, and we're gonna get the VFR map out, which doesn't show our flight plan, but oh, it does now. This is the route we'll be taking here. You can see we're gonna go along the south coast here. And we're going to pull up here, and our actual approach, we're going to come up here and around, so it should be a nice little approach, but we can just do our little pre-flight stuff. So
parking brake. Set.
Yep.
Flight controls.
Okay, so let's just check these flight controls are working. I do have the joystick out at the moment.
Free and correct.
So they're
ignition.
All good. Let's turn
off.
the ignition off. That's
all
good.
Electrical equipment.
Off.
Off. Mixture. Lean. Prop. Speed control lever.
Right, so that's all good.
Max
there.
RPM.
Cool. Okay, so that is the pre-flight inspection done. Let's just go do the before engine check. Part rate should already be
parking
on.
brake. Set.
And the fuel selector should be on fullest tank.
Fullest tank.
That's good. So now we can start up the engine. So let's we're just gonna cheat and do all these
master
evaluations.
switch.
Let's switch that on.
On. Electric fuel pump.
Fuel pump. What one's that? I can't see. It's that one, isn't it? Oh, just gonna show us again. There we go. Is that both of them? Oh, we've butchered this. There we go. So that's on.
On until flow peaks, then OFF.
Oh, okay, there we go. Let's turn it
Mixture.
on and off. Mixture is just a little thing down here. There is a little arrow.
Rich.
Boom. It's done that.
Magnetos.
Magnetos. This is like my second time flying this aircraft, so I'm not actually too sure how to fully do it.
Both.
Oh.
Alternator field.
Don't start by accident.
On. Prop. Speed control lever. Max RPM.
Yep. And the
Throttle.
throttle, 1/4 inch. So
open 1/4 inch.
there we go. I've got the throttle on my
Starter.
joystick, so I can do that all manually. Starter's one
Engage.
over to the right.
Throttle.
Throttle, we are adjust to 1000 RPM. So we're gonna have to look somewhere else for the throttle as well for the RPMs. They should be up here. Our RPM's currently at 2300, so we can bring it back quite a little way. Just see what the RPM's at now. Bring that all the way back. Don't want it quite on 0. Just wait. The RPM's a lot higher than I wanted. I'm just gonna cheat and ask it to auto-complete that for us. So we do have to wait by the looks of it. Or however, there is an aircraft moving in front of us, so we can have a cheeky peek at what that little plane's doing in front of us while we're waiting. It does appear Shoreham is quite an active airfield here today. Looks like we've got another little propeller there and a little plane headed off there. So maybe we're going to have a little bit of traffic once we're airborne. So our RPM's going down nice smoothly. We're at 1400 now. We're nearly at that 1000 RPM. So it'll be quite nice hopefully when we get down to there quite shortly. Okay, we got the little bus over there as well. I mean, the bus is a little bit over the top maybe for this airport. I'm not too sure where that little plane that we were looking at a second ago is gone. I don't know where he's gone like. We're zooming off on the runway now. But right, what's our RPM looking like? Is that the RPM? Just almost 100 to go. Okay, let's see how ATC is looking with us today here at Shoreham. Anyway, so we're going to tune on Shoreham ground. Should get that done ready as soon as that engine is, and we will request a taxi in a minute. We want to depart east, which is our headed, so we can request taxi to depart east soon. Taxi, we don't need any ground services, we don't need IFR, I don't think, as far as I'm aware. What is the RPM?
Shoreham ground Cessna Golf, Foxtrot, Charlie Bravo, requesting the end of pushback.
Okay, so we got someone ready to push back here. I've got to force finish this because I can't be bothered now
Check.
to wait. And oil pressure is green. So after starting engine checklist, let's just evaluate our lights. So we put our strobes on.
As required.
They're all ready for takeoff now
Avionics
anyway,
master
and
switch.
avionics can come on.
On.
Cool. So I'm just gonna. Oh, my computer's working. There we go. I've just had to turn down the volume on my headset so I can hear everything. Okay, so we're ready for a taxi. So
Parking brake. Release.
okay,
Brakes.
that's released. Let's just test them. Should have been tested here manually with my joystick, but they're not.
Test.
There we go.
Rudder.
Check that rudder.
Test.
We can check that out. The exterior of the aircraft here as well. You guys should be able to see that twist in there. The rudder's very important to our flight. Okay, so let's talk to ATC. We're going to request taxi to depart east.
Shoreham ground, Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Lima Yankee with Sierra request taxi to the active east departure.
Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Lima Yankee taxi to and hold short of runway 20 via taxiway Alpha Kilo.
Okay, so we're taxiing to runway 20 via Alpha and Kilo. Not gonna lie, I have no clue where they are, so we're gonna route down the checklist. We're gonna acknowledge our taxi
Taxiing
codes.
hold short runway 20 via taxiway Alpha Kilo, Cub
pop out
Crafters
here.
Lima Lima Yankee.
Come all the way over to Shoreham, and we're gonna cheat and use that map, because that's gonna guide us to the runway. Because obviously I'm a professional. Runway 20 should be the one directly over here somewhere, I think. So you're 12. I don't actually know where 20 is then, because there are more runways here, I thought. But let's just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? So we're going to go forward. Let's just taxi away. So I'm going to try and avoid these guys. Ideally we push back in our ideal world, but obviously in a small aircraft such as this, we will not be needing to do that.
Cessna Foxtrot Charlie Bravo, continue taxi.
So let's just come here and see if we can see Alpha or Kilo. I'm very bad at this. I can already imagine the comments for lack of realism here.
Roger, Cessna Foxtrot Charlie
I'm not
Bravo.
too sure where runway 20 is. So we're going to let that guy go in front. There's Alpha and Kilo, so we're going to go right by the looks of it. So little Donny there, looking kind of cool, isn't he? I mean, I'm worried he's going a different way to us, but maybe I put departure east for the. I think I should have done west. So what we're going to do is, well, it's not a live ATC anyway, so it's not that important really. So we're going to taxi us aside. We're just going to follow this Donny. And I'm going to tune Shoreham meters ground services. I want to contact Tower again, but it's not going to let me, is it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do COM2. I'm going to tune Shoreham ground. Tune ATIS anyway. Ground or one.
Shoreham Airport information, Sierra 17000.
So may or may not be going to the wrong runway. However, it doesn't matter because we're not with live ATC, so it's all good. We're just going to completely ignore that. However, I am listening to ATIS right now. Oh, actually, we might be on the right taxiway. Oh no, it's Alpha for Mike. So we definitely messed up our taxi. It's alright, we're going to come down here a little bit more.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial
So
contact.
we have definitely gone towards the wrong runway, so that's fine. Let's see what's this guy doing. So he's found a runway down there. Like I said, there are quite a few runways. So what I'm going to do actually is we're going to be very cheeky here. Let's actually just go to our designated. Let's go to our designated runway. Very professional U-turn there on a taxiway. So Alpha Mike's here. So we're just going to zoom down to Alpha Kilo, which should be just a little further on down here. So we are obviously moving much faster now. Now we haven't put any flaps down yet, so I can do that now. While on taxi, you should see them prop down a little bit. There we are on our right just a little minute ago. Now the joystick does tend to take the aircraft a little bit right, which is annoying because it means I always have to be in control. So this is a Kilo a little bit further up. and we'll just have to assume this could be our active runway. So is this a hold short line? I believe that is, and we've just zoomed straight over it. It's fine, we'll just keep on going. What's the worst that can happen, right? Only an active airport. So that's fine. So where are we at here? I'm also doing this without my glasses on, which is a bit of a pain for me today. So we'll try and see what it is. So we're at runway 06. So let's just see if we can request departure. Where's our ATC gone up?
Shoreham Tower, Cessna Golf.
There we go.
Foxtrot, Charlie Bravo, ready for south departure at runway 20 left.
So someone's on 20 left.
Cessna Golf, Foxtrot, Charlie Bravo, altimeter 29.59er, wind 220 at 15.
We go forward.
South departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 20
So
left.
he's departing south. This airport is a menace. I feel like I've completely messed up the taxi here. But that's also my fault for not having a
Cleared
map
for
or
takeoff
anything.
runway 20 left,
And
Cessna,
not knowing
Foxtrot,
what
Charlie
to do.
Bravo.
So there he goes down there. What is my plane doing? Right, for some reason the plane has decided to do a U-turn. So I'm going to have to try and fix that. This is like the least professional I've ever been in the world. Oh, is that a runway there? I feel like this is a runway. How funny. Right, let's get in the air. I'm bored of messing about on the ground here with ATC and everything. Next video I'll be way more professional. I just want to get in the air, to be honest, so we should casually zoom down the thing. I feel like that was them clearing us for takeoff anyway on 20 left. Just a bit frustrating, because that is us Cessna Foxtrot. But we aren't taking off on that runway anymore. I've had a change of heart. I want to go down here.
Cessna, Foxtrot, Charlie Bravo, continue for south departure.
Okay, here we go. We are at the runway I want now.
Shoreham Tower, Cessna Golf, Foxtrot, Charlie Bravo, continue for south departure.
Okay, here we go. So we're now at runway 20 at Kilo. Oh, I think this is where we're meant to end up. So let's request takeoff clearance.
Shoreham Tower, Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Yankee at runway 20, ready for departure to the east.
Runway 20 is around it. So.
Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Yankee, altimeter 29.59er, wind 220 at 15.
Yeah, so there's the runway
East
there.
departure approved.
So we're ready. We are cleared for takeoff. So let's head down there and let's get airborne, shall we? So we should all be good to go. Which is some lovely stuff we like to be seeing. Now we want to get to about 2,000–3,000 feet here today, at least. However, we do want to get a lovely view of everything we're going to be able to see. Oh, I forgot.
Cub Crafters Lima Yankee, did you copy?
I forgot to acknowledge
Cleared for
takeoff
takeoff runway 20, Cub Crafters
so we
Lima
are now
Yankee.
on the runway, and let's go. Let's just close that ATC little thing down here. Put that up here. Oh, let's get moving, shall we? So I'm going to really push down that throttle here. We didn't do a test, but that's alright. Okay, let's keep on moving. We're near full throttle now. We're at 70 knots, so we good to rotate anytime now. So up we go. We are now airborne. And we're going to start to head left in just a minute. Let's just try and get a steady rate of climb for a little bit, shall we? So there's Shoreham Airport, leaving it in our mist. Too sure what our flaps are playing at on takeoff. That's alright. And so Brighton is over to our left.
Foxtrot, Charlie Bravo, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
So I believe that's for
Cub
us.
Crafters Lima Yankee, continue for east departure.
Okay, acknowledge.
Shoreham Tower,
To
Cub
us.
Crafters Whiskey India Lima Yankee, continue for east departure.
Now there we go. So we're currently reaching about 1,000 feet now, which is a nice little altitude
Shoreham
here.
Tower, Cessna Golf, Foxtrot, Charlie Bravo, frequency
So
change.
yeah, there's the little airport. Now the runway I was looking for is right there, but it's a grass one, and I didn't fancy a grass takeoff, which is a bit of a pity. Now some aircraft's rolling, always does that.
Cessna Golf, Foxtrot, Charlie Bravo, Shoreham
So
approach.
we will hopefully be out of the airspace soon. We'll be able to request that frequency change, which is good. So we're coming up to 1,200 feet, which is good.
Shoreham approach, Cessna Oscar Oscar, Mike
Let's
Whiskey
try
Hotel,
and boost our power a
2,400
little
feet.
bit here. Hello?
Cessna Oscar Oscar, Mike Whiskey Hotel, Shoreham approach altimeter,
There we go.
29er.59er, continue as planned.
So this aircraft is a bit of a pain to hold with the joystick and look around, get some sightseeing, as he does. So the nose is pitched up, so actually what I'm going to do is...
Squawk 4573 Cessna Foxtrot Charlie Bravo.
Why are we nose diving?
Cessna Foxtrot Charlie Bravo radar contact,
Okay, so
7
let's
miles
go down
southwest
the
of Shoreham minus 200 feet.
And you can see directly in front of us, Brighton Pier in a minute. So there it is, Brighton Pier. So it shouldn't take us awfully long to get there. However, this aircraft is being a pain to fly today.
Roger, Cessna
So
Foxtrot
let's
Charlie
just try
Bravo.
and focus and keep us level for the remainder of our flight. So we are again about 1,400 feet. We still want to climb to a few more thousand feet, but we'll do that gradually as we depart now. So it looks like we've got the aircraft stable, which is alright. I'm happy at this. We are descending though, which is not what I want. Just a few slight adjustments here with the throttle.
Cub Crafters Lima Lima Yankee, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Okay, so that's us. It's frequency
Shoreham
change.
Tower Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Lima Yankee frequency change.
So we've had our flight for you. Now that is one tall building, I can confirm.
Shoreham approach Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Lima Yankee is type Cub Crafters CC 19 5 miles east of Shoreham,
Try and get wide of that
1,300
building.
feet.
Hopefully we can get some good views before we
Request
get to the
flight
cliffs over
following.
there, which are going to be beautiful.
Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Lima Yankee Shoreham approach. Squawk
Aircraft is
7252.
not listening to me again. Okay, so let's just acknowledge that.
Squawk
Boot
7252
ATC,
Cub
and we're done
Crafters
with
Lima
that.
Lima Yankee.
Yep, so there you can see
Cub
down
Crafters
there
Lima
the
Lima
nice
Yankee
little,
radar contact, 6 miles east of Shoreham, 900 feet.
the lovely
Altimeter
little
29er.59er.
pier here. So we go down there. So this is Brighton now. It's a lovely looking airport. Go there. We've got the Brighton Marina, the little harbour area, which is not too bad looking. So we are deviating from our
Cub
flight path.
Crafters
So
Lima Lima
turn
Yankee,
left.
please acknowledge.
ATC are after us again. So we're trying, I think
Roger Cub Crafters Lima Lima Yankee.
look at the nearest airport. Let's see what that is. We can see Deanland on here. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to tune traffic on Deanland. So I doubt it'll be too busy at Deanland, but we're just going to head over there anyway soon. And I'm not too sure how long the flight's going to take us to get there. I mean, travelling at 100 knots it shouldn't be too awful. But there's a little Brighton Harbour. Doesn't look too shabby. And then of course we've got the South Downs over here, which are beautiful. Of course I've lived here most of my life. So hopefully soon we'll be reaching Peacehaven, which is that little bit there, followed by New Haven, then Seaford, and then after Seaford is when it really gets pretty. So we don't need that. So we are tuned nice and lovely. We're at altitude about 14,000 feet. I know it's a bit blurry. I know that nose is pitching up again. Should try and control that. Again, a lovely view from the exterior of the aircraft there. Look at that, what a shot there. You can obviously start to see those cliffs behind us, but I'm very happy with our altitude, so we'll keep on that lights and everything. It's good to be on, and you can see us following our tracks quite nicely here. We just zoom out a little bit. You guys can see us moving along. So we'll start a little right turn here just to nudge the aircraft back on course where I want to go, because we're not following an autopilot or anything for this route. We're just quite casually following the path we want to go. I'm going to just knock up our speed a tiny bit in the aircraft. Now I was, we're like an hour turn right now. I recently flew to Deanland, or out of Deanland Airport the other day, and I'm looking into starting my private pilot license as well, which is looking interesting. However, it's very pricey, and I'm not too sure if I'm able to afford it. So yeah, so here's Peacehaven down here, guys. Another little town along the south coast. So just as you can see here, there's Peacehaven. I'm going to have to see what we're looking about with winds, because as it is looking a bit windy out here, especially with a bit of a heavy crosswind. But of course you expect nothing less for the south coast. Now we are now approaching, we don't need that ETC up actually at all anymore, but we can get the map out. We are climbing again, just pinch down the nose. Now you can see here, we are reaching here, which is New Haven, where there's actually a port where ferries head down to Calais and everywhere. So there we go, lovely little area down here. Okay, so the south coast is looking pretty as ever, but we are coming along to those cliffs very shortly, which is going to be the highlight of our flight. So let's make our left turn now. Let's head a little bit inland. We don't want our map to think we're stuck here all day. There we go, our little left turn. Really turning now. I'm just applying a little bit of rudder to make the turn a little bit more effective. I'm going to roll that out here. There we go. We might have lost a bit of altitude during that, but we're going to fly right over the little port here. There we go. And we're going to make that right turn now towards the rest of the south coast. So just applying again, like I said, a little bit of rudder. Unfortunately, the aircraft decided to do a little
Foxtrot Charlie
nosedive.
Bravo contact London Center on 118.475. Good day.
Now there is London Centre trying to get contact. So London Centre, might be able to show you guys on the map where I think its region is. Is it going to show us the ATC regions? Sort of up there, I think it's part of there. You can see along here inside the cockpit. I believe that's the London airspace. So we don't actually have anything to do with that today. We're in purely a civil aviation, general aviation region. Good. So here we are now headed over to Seaford, and you can see there's a little river down here called the Cookmere, and then this is when the tree beauty should begin. However, it looks much better in real life, and I might have to show you guys those videos at some point. So a lovely little aircraft this. Let's try and steer this aircraft down a little bit more. Try and be a bit more thorough with it. If it's going to pay any attention to me. There we go. So I'm going to try and stick out from the cliffs a bit. These cliffs aren't the best of them. We hopefully will see the lighthouse if it is in Microsoft Flight Simulator here today. I'm just going to zoom across here. Now we will also be passing over a reservoir. I'm hoping it's in the simulator as well. Might have to look into purchasing a scenery pack for down south. Make that little right turn, level out, fly straight across here, and I'm going to zoom in on the map here. There is the little reservoir there that we're looking into flying to, and this is our waypoint. We will go all the way up to that waypoint. The turn won't be as smooth as many of you will want. So this is at Beachy Head. Starting here, the cliffs, yeah, I mean, they're very questionable cliffs. Extremely questionable, but there's a little Cookmere there. They're looking very pretty, looking very good. Right, let's just fly along here then. Okay, start a little right turn there, just nudge out a little bit, because I do want to get some nice shots. And there we go. Can we level out a little bit? There we go. Just a little turn that. To hopefully see some lovely shots here. Lovely little scenery here on the south coast. Look at that. Zoom back in here. Going to turn out right again a little bit, and we are almost ready to start the approaching procedures into Deanland. So it's going to be a lovely little approach there into Deanland. So I believe that might be where the lighthouse is. So it does. I don't believe it's now a feature on Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's Eastbourne, probably the bigger of the towns. Obviously not quite right in size, but I can see something down here. It's not quite what we're looking for, but there are the lovely cliffs. Lovely exterior view. So I will be talking to Deanland ATC soon. We can start a little right turn here, come along the cliff still, because we all love a scenic route here. And there we go, so we can wrap up it soon. We'll just try and get around this little wedge here maybe. a little golf club there, I believe that is. Yeah, so let's start that left turn now into our approach onto Deanland, because we don't exactly want to be flying over respawn, big heavy civilian population, and with my flight skills we will probably end up crashing. So there we go. We can see that our map now has also aligned us for our final bit of flight. You know, for anyone who's actually more serious with aviation, you'll tell I sort of don't have a filly clue what I'm doing, but I have a rough idea on what to be doing here. Just trying to level out. Can we fly level for the rest of our route or not? That's the real question. So it seems to be descending us a little bit, which is absolutely fine. Now, if we just look over Eastbourne here. Lovely little place. There's a little harbour over there. It's got the 3 windmills or air turbines over there, not too far from where I live. They're pretty cool. I mean, there's not too much down here in Eastbourne. It's a bit of an old place. There is obviously a pier that's not loaded in. It's nowhere near as good as Brighton Pier, and we're still level flying. We're tilting left just a little bit, so we don't actually want to be headed left. Crosswind. Try and make the right turn here to bring us up. And the cat has just entered my room. If we will hear a little meowing in a second, it's because the cat has literally just opened my door and helped itself into my bedroom. So just close that door there. Okay, so someone's talking with ATC. I don't think there'll be much traffic, to be honest. It's a tiny little airfield. It should be a grass runway. On approach, obviously you can see over there.
Going to 118.905 Cessna Mike Whiskey Hotel.
Still flying over lovely Eastbourne. Okay. So actually looking at 22.6. That's alright. Nose can bring itself down anyway, hopefully. This wind situation is quite big. Ground speed only 100 knots, which is really fast. We are definitely going faster than we could be. But there's you can see there, just in the distance, the little reservoir I was talking about. We want to fly like directly over that reservoir if the aircraft pays attention to me. The wind is causing it to be troublesome. Obviously this is real life data, and it is quite windy down south here today, so maybe I chose a bad day to be doing this. But we're pointed directly, but I think we're going to end up a little bit towards the right of it, unfortunately. That's okay now. Try the flaps in the aircraft, because can't tell if they're working or not. No, so my flap button doesn't seem to be working. Maybe this aircraft hasn't actually got any flaps, and I'm just really stupid, which is an incredible possibility. We obviously got the throttle and everything. I don't actually see flaps on, so I don't think this XCUB actually has anything. Yeah, it hasn't got any, which is quite interesting. So we will obviously die down on the propeller eventually. But you can see how we were facing the reservoir with now not using this crosswind. So we should try and veer right a little bit of it, and it's right there, that reservoir. I can see it on the screen. Okay, so when we get over that reservoir, we will contact Dean and let them know we're in runway 24, I believe, is our runway we're landing. There we go, you can see we're lovely on our route, we're fine. Tiny little airfield here, and we will be due in on runway 24, however it's not even on the map, that's how small of an airfield we're looking at. So just zoom in on this map a little bit, hopefully it will help us, because I want to fly directly over the airfield and then make a right downwind, right base approach. That is the approach we'll be taking here today into Deanland. You can see that little Cookmere River I spoke to you guys about earlier when we were over there. Pretty good. I'm just going to try and veer off, see if I can increase any speed or anything. We do want to start to drop some altitude soon, though we are reached some heavy headwinds, which are going to make this much more difficult for us at this current time. I have just found the flaps button on the aircraft, so it turns out we do actually have flaps, so there we go. Okay, that's going to make our life much easier. However, what is this plane is fighting me? There we go. So those flaps are definitely going to make our approach a lot easier here into Deanland today. It's a tiny airfield, so really it's much easier to fly over it for us here today instead of under it, instead of straight into it, because it might be hard to spot that runway first and see how busy it is. So let's try and cut down that throttle, because that power, that RPM has definitely been creeping up. So we're going to cut you back a little bit. Let's just cut it down to about 0.7 do. Hopefully we're going to see the engines really weaken up. So let's contact Deanland, aim for runway 24. We are making a full stop runway landing. Just announce our
Echo Golf Kilo Lima Traffic Cub, Crafters Whiskey India Lima Lima Yankee, 1 mile southeast, 2,000 feet inbound to land runway 24.
But we are far.
3,800 feet.
That might be it there. Really cut back on the engine speed here. Can't see it on the exterior view, even though it's sort of cheating. It might be there. Actually, we've just flown over it, so that's how small the airfield is. I can see it now. You can all see it there, hopefully on the screen. That's how small of an airfield we're dealing with here today on Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I'm just gonna make a right base turn. Let's see. So we're downwind. Now it's my downwind leg now.
Echo Golf Kilo Lima Traffic Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Lima Yankee is on downwind runway 24.
So we've just entered that downwind leg for the runway, and then we'll be on base and then final. So try and pop down some flaps. There we go, flaps 33. That's that. I'm just going to be a bit nauseous about speed, because we're descending a little bit too far for what I want. I'm going to make that base turn now, so we're now on our base up.
Echo Golf Kilo Lima Traffic Cub Crafters Whiskey India Lima Lima Yankee is on base runway 24.
Okay, so now we're going to head forward now a little bit. Now we are a lot lower than I want to be right now. Though we are still at 1,000 feet, so we do have a bit of leeway. Not too sure. I think I can see that airfield there. It's a lot harder right now. So we're going to start that right turn now towards the final approach. I'm going to really zoom in on here. Hopefully we'll be able to do it, so we can announce the final in a second. That was a really bad turn. I believe that is the runway there, so
Echo Golf Kilo Lima
that's
Traffic
final.
Cub Crafters Whiskey
Close
India
that.
Lima Lima Yankee is on final runway 24 to land.
We're going to just head towards the airfield now. Okay, so you guys should all be able to see the airfield very soon. It's just off to our left. We are quite a bit off the way I want it to be for the airfield. So this crosswind has fully dragged us away from the runway. Also bad navigation from me. But you know, I'm happy to own up to that. Can we bring down some flaps anymore? Just get a tiny bit more altitude, and I can see it. I'm pretty sure I can see the buildings there and everything. So we should have to sort out that approach. It's going to be a rough one for us. So it's on the right base now. The airfield is just over here. There it is. Right. I've really messed up this approach, but I know where the runway is now. So you see that building just on the left of the screen just disappeared. Now we're gonna make a little left turn, and I can see where the runway starts. So we're gonna use that wind now to guide us in. It's really hard to get a visual on these runways here in Microsoft Flight Simulator compared to real life, but there is our runway. Coming over it now. There we go. Okay, and in we come. So hopefully we can just land this thing. There we go, we've made it into Deanland. Lovely little landing there. Not too shabby, did not crash, and we have indeed made it to the airfield. Lovely little airfield here, so we don't want to come off the runway too hard. Okay, let's just apply these parking brakes just to slow us down a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna just announce on ATC clear of runway. Is clear of runway here? Nope, it's literal unicorn, so we're just going to steer off the runway here and we'll just go park up on the side before we can begin our post-flight checks. So we'll just go into a random patch of grass. You can see here we're clear of the runway and we're going to bring up those flaps too, all the way, and I'm happy anywhere here. Okay, so we've now made it in, not too shabby. The approach was very questionable, so was that taxiing earlier in this flight, so we've done all that. We've done normal landing, we want the shutdown, because I do all that, so we're going to evaluate that.
Flaps.
We're at 0, so that's
Zero.
flaps either.
Throttle.
Throttle's at idle.
Idle.
Parking brakes set.
Parking brake. Set.
Oh, we can
Mixture.
change our mixture and bring that out.
Lead. Ignition.
Let's bring the ignition all the way off. Oh. Is he going to come down? Or is it? Come on. It doesn't want to twist with us. There we go.
Off. Master switch.
Is this
Alt and
Donny?
bat.
Okay, so
Off.
they're off. We can also turn our lights and everything off down here. Okay, they're all good. And you can see here at the front of the aircraft, the propeller's off, so our radio is also off here. So it was a lovely little flight there. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you are new here and you've made it this far, make sure you like and subscribe. And other than that, I'll see you all in my next video. Good night.